It's time to go racing in the Lone Star State at the Texas Motor Speedway. It's time for the Ford 300, this newly repaved surface. As we keep mentioning, second season we've come here on this track surface. Jeffrey Buford, last season's champion, starts on the pole. To her outside, teammate Anthony Lehman in the 3. Then in third, you have Gustavo Rocha, another teammate, Marshall Burrow in 4th. And running out the top 5, teammate to those two, Diego Yepes. So your 3 Flex Seal cars starting 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Then 6th, you have Matt Hamill. 7th is Danny Lloyd. 8th is William Bullen. In 9th, you have Eli Bright. And Colton Yo rounds out the top 10. The rest of the field is Cole Luigi with Alex Stewart. Then there's Landon Lyons and Johnny Gardner. Sebastian Kukulon and Adam McDowell. We have Alexander Rowe and Jay Jefferson. Greg Lee and Steve Larker. Then there's Justin Knight and Lawrence Palampon. Stephen Baker and points leader Jonathan Buford. They have Jeff Bright and Max Anderson. Clayton Thomas and Trey Rainey. Then there's Joey Trickle and William Seaman. Jake Gowie, and Jonathan Wong. They have Charles Robert and Riley Spurleytube, Carson Bowers and Isaac Nichols. Then there's Bill Seaman and Michael Sanders, Luke Rainey and Andrew Miller. And in the final row, you have Michael Camp on the 14, TJ Henley in the 44, to his outside row. There's your 42-car starting lap, led by Jennifer Buford. She leads to the green flag.
I'm Staff Sergeant Proto with the soldiers of the 1st Cavalry Division. Gentlemen, start your engines!
All right, everybody, just like what we talked about in the transporter, nice and easy. It's a long race, settle in, be nice and smooth. Go out there and kick some butt tonight. This is your house. Let's prove it to them.
And the 42-car field rolls off the starting grid here for the Texas race, the Ford 300. Last season we had 2 races at Texas, this season the same. Last season the first Texas race was pretty calm. Second race, excuse me, second Texas race of the season, insane. We had big ones, big crashes, the leaders wrecked each other, not many cars finish the race without damage. Which type of racing will we see here today? 30 laps to decide that. Teammates on the front row, 3 teammates behind them, leading us to the green flag. Jeffrey Buford, last season's champion, into the restart zone. We are green at Texas. Jennifer Buford got a great jump. Gustavo Rocha up to 2nd now from the 3rd starting position. Here comes Yepes. Danny Lloyd looking low, 3 wide. They race off at turn number 4. Jennifer Buford from the pole will lead lap number 1 of the Ford 300. Oh, wreck! Hard crash! That looked like Bill Seaman in the 98. Head on to the outside wall. He gets the 7 of Isaac Nichols, and the yellow flag is out. And a few cars go wrecking. Now a few drivers did not take the caution flag. They're racing back here. Buford the race lead, 3 wide behind. Looks like Rocha gets clear, but they're 3 wide still. Danny Lloyd, Anthony Lehman, 2 teammates. There's Eli Bright, Alex Stewart, Adam McDowell. And back to the stripe. Jeffrey Buford leads the field back. Hard crash front stretch. Bill Seaman in the 98 one involved, along with Nichols and Bowers. It looks like the rest may have gotten away. TJ Henley may have some damage. I can't really tell. Let's have to see from the replay who's all involved. Big crash. Bill Seaman won the first go around. He sustained the worst damage from this. A little close, hard racing off of turn number 4 in lap 1. Bill Seaman down low, and he just kind of slides up into Nichols, and then Nichols goes up into Bowers, and they make contact, and all 3 go into the wall hard. Pretty hard hits for those drivers. Seaman comes off the wall. Looks like Hanley does miss it, but Nichols does get some pretty significant damage along with Bowers, but Bill Seaman definitely got the worst of it in the 98. He took a hard lick into the outside wall. Look at this in real time. They're going on board with a few drivers. And some of these drivers were lucky that they were, far enough to the inside that they were able to miss that 98 coming back down across track, because that could have been really big. Andrew Miller and the Donate for Life Texas scheme has an onboard camera. He's just behind. Look, he gets low. Great job there by Miller. Getting low, getting out of the way. TJ Hanley, Texan. He's at the back, but just missed this crash. Looks like Luke maybe got tapped just a little bit, but was able to keep going on. Isaac Nichols in the 7 involved in this crash. We'll just have to see how that car gets going. Doesn't look like there's much front damage, but the sides of that car are definitely well torn up. And he did get to Luke a little bit, but I don't think that 22 has damage. He kept on going pretty fast. So these leaders did not take the caution flag, and it's Jennifer Buford back in front from the pole. She's led every lap so far, but an early caution and an early restart. Jennifer Buford out front here in the Ford 300. Coming down the backstretch to take the green flag on lap number 7, Jennifer Buford out front. All 42 cars left in this race. They repaired all the cars that were involved, and they're out on the racetrack to try and make laps here, get positions off of other crashes. Jennifer Buford out front from the pole. In second, you have Gustavo Rocha. Then third, you have Danny Lloyd. Eli Bright is fourth, and Anthony Lehman rounds out the top 5. Then sixth, you have Alex Stewart, Diego Yepes in 7th. Then Adam McDowell's 8th. Marshall Burrow back to 9th, and Landon Lyons rounds out the top 10. You see some damage here to the 0 car. He may have gotten to the outside wall, and Anthony Lehman has some side damage to the left side. So it'll be interesting to see how that damage affects them, if at all. As at the back, you see the 98 with some hood damage, but they did a pretty good job getting the damage repair on that car. He could be able to keep it up to a decent pace to where he's not too slow once they catch him to lap him. Pace car in. Restart lap 7. Jennifer Buford out front. The 6-2 car leads us to the green flag, and we're back racing. The 3 may be impacted here. He's a little bit slower there. He has damage to both sides of that car. Be interesting to see here. He's a little bit slower. Front 4 got away from him. 4 second. Danny Lloyd down to the bottom lane, side by side with the Roaches. They come down the backstretch. 21 car looks pretty fast. As Eli Bright behind him in the 88. Eli may take a 3 wide right after the turn 3. He's looking down low. He has a nose down there. Can he keep it? 3 wide for second. Sells it down to double file. Danny Lloyd up top. Eli Bright down low. Rocha backs out of that. Gets back to the back. Now Lehman may be slower there on the outside lane. I think that damage may be impacting him a little bit. Still the fight for second. The 88 washed up the track a little tight right there. Rocha digging hard in the bottom. Alex Stewart down to that white line. Painted that line down the back. I think Lloyd's going to keep second right here in the 21 car. Going to try and run down his teammate, the 62 Jennifer Buford. 3 wide a little bit further back right there. I think that was Matt Hamlin, the 8 going on the inside lane. Still 3 wide. Contact there. It looks like Code Luigi going through on the bottom lane. Justin Knight in the middle. And up top, Anthony Lehman still falling back. Yellow's out. Crash off of 4. Big crash. Jeff Bright's involved. And the 78 Riley Spirit Tube goes for a tumble here at Texas. Nichols involved again. There's the 14. There's the 33. Seaman again. Clayton Thomas is on pit road. We're racing back, and 2 RCR cars have got themselves from a 3 wide mess behind. Looks like Jennifer Buford leads back to the caution flag once again. Danny Lloyd, her teammate, in second. Crash down the front stretch. This time the big one. Spray Tube takes a tumble, gets that car going away. You see the roof is caved in a little bit there. His day's done. Canto's probably done. Jeff Bright may be done along with teammate Nichols. And there's Joey Trickle involved. Carson Bowers, Michael Sanders. We'll see how this happened. Jeff Bright was the first one I saw go around. And that 1 car was the first to go around. They're 3 wide off the corner. Charles Robert, the 24 down low, just slides up into the 1, Jeff Bright, and clips him down into the grass, and that 1 car goes for a spin through the grass. Look at how fast he's going sideways through the grass. Comes right back up. Look at Jonathan Buford. Your points there does get some damage. Clayton Thompson, the 5, gets damaged hard into the wall for those drivers. Joey Trickle comes in. There's TJ Henley just bouncing off. Canto Spray Tube then goes for a tumble after getting hit by Wong. There's Sanders. Here comes Bowers, pile driving into the 48. There's Nichols in the 7 into it. 3 of the 5 Junior Motorsports cars involved in this one. The 1, the 5, and the 7. There's a big crash. After the 1, Jeff Bright gets turned off of the nose of the 24 Charles Robert, and Jonathan Buford, your points there, does sustain some side damage from this. He does keep it out of the wall, though. He should be able to continue on in the race, but there's the flip right there. Riley Spray Tube taking a hard tumble down the front stretch. Well, we once again have some onboards with drivers that were back near this. TJ Hanley in the 44 just kind of escapes from this after hitting a little bit. We'll see how hard he hit. See the damage up ahead. And right there, he just kind of rubbed off those cars up there. Andrew Miller in the 52 went on board. He misses another one, this time barely. Great job there by Miller. Getting low, getting it slow, getting it out of the way. Points leader Jonathan Buford gets some side damage from this. He was just ahead of it, and then in it as the 1 came back across the track. Yeah, that 1 was going pretty fast sideways. See right there, he actually picks up ground, I think, on the 41, then comes back up, and Buford had nowhere to go. Does a great job, though, saving that car, keeping it out of the wall. He wants to obviously gain points on Lawrence Palampon. We'll also go on board with the 1 of Jeff Bright. He has an onboard, and he has our visor cam, our helmet cam for this race. So we'll see it from 2 different perspectives right here. Obviously, there's nothing to see there. He just got turned, flat out dumped, and up a track he goes and hits the 5, his teammate. They go hard into the wall, and then they come back across the track, and right here, 78, you can see go flipping. So we'll go on board from the cockpit of Jeff Bright. See what he saw in this onboard from our helmet cam. See him holding the brake. Just wasn't enough, and hands probably off the wheel at that point, so the wheel's not even turning. Right there, finally gets his hands back on the wheel, noticing he's not going to get hit again. So big crash there. Going to take out some contenders. Jennifer Beeford has led every lap so far. She leads back to the caution of her teammate Danny Lloyd. She'll deal with another restart from the race lead. Coming back to the restart, 17 laps to go. We'll restart lap number 14. And out from that crash, Isaac Nichols, Riley Spraley Tube, Michael Canto, Joey Trickle, and Clayton Thomas. Jeff Bright is 1 lap down in the 37th position, and 36 cars on the lead lap. Jeffrey Beeford with the race lead in the 62 car. Danny Lloyd second. William Bullen up to third. Where has he come from? Steve Larker, where has he come from? He's up to fourth. And Matt Hamill's up to fifth. They have Eli Bright in sixth. Alex Stewart seventh. Adam McDowell in eighth. He won this race last season. Looking to get back to victory lane at Texas. Landlines in ninth. And Gustavo Rocha rounds out the top 10. Here we come to the restart zone. Jeffrey Beeford the race lead. Teammate behind in second. Danny Lloyd. As we restart this race, lap number 14, green flag back out. The 21 did get a pretty good jump right there, right onto the back of the 62. Bullen, pretty spread out behind. Coluigi looking for a peek to get inside the top 10. As through 1 and 2, they race. Danny Lloyd with a run. Up through the gears a little bit faster than Jennifer Beeford. Single file on back. Coluigi gets by. It looks like they'll want Verocha. They come down the backstretch. Steve Larker looks at William Bullen for third. Front two separate themselves. They're two RCR Chevrolets. Another Chevrolet coming, Steve Larker in the 51. 16 laps to go this time. Jennifer Beeford continuing to lead. Forward to getting shown up right now. Up front you have Chevy, Dodge as your front five. Beeford goes up the track. Lloyd's going to take advantage. To the bottom lane he goes. Side by side with the 62 down the backstretch. Matt Hamill. Here he comes. He tried to look to the bottom of the 74, but Bullen cuts down to go for third, now for second, as Danny Lloyd clears your new race leaders at 21 car. And now Bullen in the 74 charging hard to the front. Matt Hamill in the 8. Adam McDowell, we talked about winning this race last season. He's up into this pack. Bullen side by side with Lloyd now down the backstretch. 21 at the track, 74 taking advantage of the bottom lane. The only Dodge in the field trying to go for the race lead. Matt Hamill and McDowell, 2 winners this season behind. Dead even through 3 and 4, advantage to the 74 down low. 14 laps to go. William Bullen leads. Matt Hamill is second. Off into turn 1, does 74 go high? Can Matt Hamill get it to the bottom lane? 74 does a great job keeping it down low. 21 Lloyd goes up the track. Hamill a little bit up the track. McDowell tried to take advantage, but couldn't get it done. Now down the backstretch. 3 cars break away. Single file 3 wide behind those 3. Justin Knight a big move. Danny Lloyd up top. Alex Stewart in the middle. Larker's in the middle. Buford's up top. Can they get it sorted out? Contact a little bit. They keep it going straight. Now 13 laps to go. Justin Knight to 4th with a big 3 wide move into turn 3 and 4 as Matt Hamill looks for the lead on William Bullen. Side by side with 74 up the track a little bit with a great run though. 8 got a little tight. And Adam McDowell's going to take advantage. To the bottom lane he goes. Cole Luigi gets to the bottom. Alex Stewart cuts him off. Jay Jefferson, fellow Texan. Here he comes to the front. Getting down to crunch time. Just 12 laps to go. Bullen, McDowell are 1-2, side by side for third. Alex Stewart going for it. Cole Luigi behind him. Jay Jefferson behind him. How about William Seaman? It looks like Sebastian Kukulon. All in this bottom lane. Now Jay Jefferson forced 3 wide middles. William Seaman had a run. 4th, 3rd. Here comes Cole Luigi in the 42 car. I don't think he could quite get down there though. There's still 3 behind Seaman with the big move. They could go 4 wide. Justin Knight was peeking there. They get it sorted. Special Kukla and Jennifer Beeford rubbing back there for position. Is up front. McDowell with a run with the push from Alex Stewart to the inside. Bullen he goes. 11 laps to go through 1 and 2. Stewart goes up the track. Way up the track. Has to let off. Loses his momentum. And Adam McDowell, the winner of the 400 last season, is out front. But don't count out Cole Luigi in the 42. Here comes Code to the bottom lane. Looking side by side. Coming to 10 laps to go. McDowell, Cole Luigi side by side. William Seaman behind the 42 as Luigi leads the lap. Now Seaman looking to the bottom. Jay Jefferson has found his way back down low. Seaman gets beside Cole Luigi to make clearance. They come off the corner. Big run for the 00. He's clear. We're talking about how the Fords are getting shown up, but now there's a Ford leading the race. The 00 William Seaman for Stuart Haas Racing. Here comes Cole Luigi and Jay Jefferson side by side, Chevy and Toyota. Seaman leads. Not much time left. 9 laps of racing to go. Jay Jefferson trying to get clear. Cole Luigi to have a shot. And McDowell looking to make it 3 wide in the middle lane. Johnny Gardner. How about Greg Lee in the 6? Another Ford. They're 4 wide. Sorted it out. Back down to 3 wide. That could have been big. And McDowell's found his way back down low. 2 of the front 3 are Fords. They're going to make it 2 of the top 2. 3 wide. Contact made. Bolin, Gardner, and Greg Lee. Now 8 laps to go. Lee's trying to get up here and help his teammate. And McDowell to the front. Cole Luigi back down low. Jay Jefferson up the track. Seaman goes way up the track in the 00 car. Cole Luigi digging hard for second. Almost 4 wide back there again. Jake Galloway is making some contact with Alex Stewart. Off into turn 3, still side by side. Here comes Greg Lee in the 6 coming down low underneath Jay Jefferson in the 28. And Seaman, 7 to go. And a Target Series win in sight. 7 laps left in the 4-300. And a Ford Mustang is leading it. He has a Chevy Camaro running him down, but another Ford Mustang and Greg Lee. Oh, McDowell's the problem. Down low. Gets into Kukulon. Still trying to get down low. Contact into the wall. He goes in around. McDowell around in front of the field. There's some hard crashes. The big one in turn number 3. So many cars involved. The 16 issue tried to get down pit road and just cut across the track. And Seaman did not want to see that 6 to go. It's going to be a 2-lap to go restart. Involved. They're still crashing. Buford, your points leader. Sanders, Galloway. Who's down on pit road? Anderson, there's McDowell. Where's Palanpon, second in points? Looks like he may have gotten away in the 15th position. He could definitely gain points, but there's Baker up ahead of him. Hanley may have some damage. Gardner does have some side damage from all that. Well, let's see how this happened. McDowell had some sort of issue in the middle of the field and tried to cut down. Now, just so many cars in the process. The issue arises coming off of turn number 2. McDowell's a problem in the 16. Instead of trying to get high out of the way, he slows down, cuts across, gets into Kukla on the 20. Kukla does a great job saving it, not getting into the wall, and then McDowell comes back down. Gardner right there. There's the 18 getting into him with Trey Rainey. The 16 then spins across into Gardner. He gets the 99 Max Anderson. Anderson goes up the track and hits the wall head on. Jay Jefferson Bolin gets involved. There's Landon Lyons. Eli Bright. There's where Baker gets his damage. And it's on. Justin Knight gets hit into it by, I believe that was Colton Yo. Yeah, it looked like Colton Yo and Knight may have gotten involved. There's Jefferson. Oh! 20 up off the ground. That's where Buford got his damage on the 41. Looks like the 19 Jake Galloway came in there flying. And that's where some of those guys got their damage. Looks like Yepez in the 0 maybe. So many cars were involved, and they were actually about to catch a lap car as well. Or maybe lucky that this yellow did come out. Hard hit for Max Anderson. Some guys did a great job getting away unscathed. Some drivers were right in the middle. And you can see some of the cars flying. Oh, there was Galloway getting lifted up off the ground in that crash. 16-man McDowell won this race last season. Now he's involved in the big one. He actually started it, cutting across the track. Let's listen. I almost have to wonder if something happened where it maybe popped out a gear or something. Because he got going again. It was kind of going back up to speed. Just gotta wonder what happened. 19 you could hear actually got hit right there. That's a pretty hard hit for the 19 of Jake Galloway. Well, it's also going aboard with points leader Jonathan Buford. He's involved. His day is done. He's probably going to lose the points lead. He's just off pace from that damage. He's kind of riding around here and probably hoping for another caution, another crashing game positions. Right here, he sees a hole down low, and Jay Jefferson kind of emerges. He has it slowed down, but just cannot. You can't slow a stock car down like that in time. Andrew Miller escapes it once again to get up, and he's inside the top 10. He'll have a shot at this victory with 2 to go. He's in this pack. He's down low, and does a great job just getting low right here and getting away. Yeah, great job by Miller right there. He has a shot now. He's inside the top 10. Could be a great finish for him. And TJ Hanley, how about right behind him? He's in the middle of all this, and I think he misses it. We'll see it right here. He's at the back of the pack with Luke Rainey. I believe Rainey actually got through as well. So we'll see right here. There's the wreck. Slowing it down. Car's going high. Car's going low. And Hanley misses that crash. That is unbelievable. TJ Hanley and even Luke Rainey, some of the others around them, missed that crash. That could have been a lot more cars, but those guys did a great job getting by. So William Seaman had a good lead before then, but now it's going to be a 2-to-go restart for the 00 car. Can he hold on and win the Ford 300 and the Ford Mustang? This will be the final restart of the day. 2 laps to go for William Seaman and the others behind. From that crash, the cars out are Jonathan Buford, Max Anderson, Jake Galloway, Diego Yepes, and that's it. Michael Sanders a lap down along with Jeff Bright. We should have 31 cars finish on the lead lap. So can Seaman hold on over Code Luigi in the 42? Code Luigi with the problem in the second position. Blowing up. And that will move Lee up to second now. Lloyd is third. Burrow is fourth. Kugelon fifth. Rainey in sixth. Buford seventh. Hamill eighth. Miller ninth. Gardner 10th. With the issues on the 42, everyone moves up a spot. Ford's now 1-2 at the front. Seaman steps on the gas and gets away. We're back racing at Texas. Big issues for second place, Code Luigi. And the Target Series win will have to hold now. 89 Gardner very slow. He goes up high. TJ Henley gets shuffled behind him. But up at the front, where comes the white flag this time. Seaman leads. Lee has a run to the bottom lane, the 6. 2 Ford's going to battle it out. Through 3 and 4, 3 wide behind. Once we get to the white flag, it's on from there. Still side by side. Almost contact. White flag one more time around Texas. The Ford 300 is coming down to a side-by-side battle between 2 Ford Mustangs. Greg Lee, Seaman, Lloyd. Lloyd gets to the 00. Seaman sends him up the track. Slows the 21's momentum. The 6 comes up. Seaman can have a run though down the backstretch. He crosses over underneath. Off into turn 3. Side by side, through 3 and 4. Can Lee get a run? Seaman clears. The 00 William Seaman to victory lane in the Target Series. He wins the Ford 300. What a frantic finish. Lee had it at the white flag. Seaman got a bump at the track from Lloyd. It was a blessing in disguise. He stayed clear, and he wins the Ford 300 for Ford. Let's now go check the finishing results. Here are the finishing results from the Ford 300 at Texas. There are 3 caution flags for 12 laps and 6 lead changes among 6 different drivers. William Seaman leads 9 laps to get to victory lane in the Ford 300. Greg Lee, another Ford, ends up second. He was leading at the white flag. Danny Lloyd ends up third. Sebastian Cook on fourth, and the car dominated this race. Jennifer Buford started on pole, leading 14 of the 30 laps, ends up in the top 5 and 5th. They have Marshall Burrow in 6th, Matt Hamill in 7th, Trey Rainey in 8th, Andrew Miller in 9th, and Charles Robert rounds out the top 10. There's your top 20. Lawrence Poundpond second in points coming to the day, only 5 points behind Jonathan Buford. Finishes 11th. Buford out because of the crash. Poundpond moves into the points only by a few points as Danny Lloyd closing in second. How about Luke Rainey started 4th? He ends up 12th. That's a great day for him. TJ Henley started 42nd. He ends up 20th. If he didn't get stuck by the 89 Johnny Gardner in the restart, he actually could have been top 15, maybe even top 10. Looked at the rest of the field, 21st to 40th. Rocha 21st, and 30 cars on the lead lap. The 42 was a header on Code Luigi, leading a lap in this race. Second on the final restart. You knew he would have made some noise if he got shot. They'll end up 33rd. Just not, it was the day he wanted, just was not the final 2 laps he wanted. Now let's go look at the point standings. Here are points after the Ford 300 at Texas. Lawrence Poundpond takes over the points lead, but it's only by 8 points now over Danny Lloyd, who is second. Only 17 back as William Seaman with this win moves up to 3rd in the points. Jonathan Buford down to 4th, and Andrew Miller up inside the top 5. They have Gustavo Rocha in 6th, Sebastian Coughlin is 7th, Eli Brighton 8th, Steve Locker 9th, and Anthony Lehman holds his top 10 spot. He's actually tied for 9th, but he will get that 10th spot. There's your top 20. Greg Lee, a great result with the 2nd place, moves up to 11th in the points. Luke Rainey up to 12th with another great result. Matt Hamill up to 14th. Some of these drivers having some great days, moving up. And your 2 wild cards currently are Matt Hamill and Adam McDowell with wins. Alex Stewart, Jake Galloway are also winners this season, 19th and 20th in points. Look down 21st to 4th. Nichols with the win in 21st. And the rest of these drivers down here just trying to claw their way out of the holes that they've maybe dug themselves, or just the bad luck that they've had during the season. So the next race will be at Atlanta for the Mountain Dew 300. I'll see you guys then.